Hello, my name is Lisa Smith, and welcome to the Parent Takeover on Seam Live. Thank you all for making time to join us today. We're here to keep you informed on all things related to school choice. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to drop them in the comments section. We would love to hear from you. So this is our first Seam Live of the new year. My co-host Samoy Manda is taking a break tonight. So joining me to fill in is Seam's Associate Executive Director, Peter Franzen. Hey, Peter.
Hi, Lisa. It's good to be here with you. Happy New Year to you and everyone as well, too. I hope I can fill Samoy's shoes, enthusiastic shoes, with everyone to everyone's satisfaction.
Oh, you would do a good job.
All right.
So first things up is education news. Peter, do you have some education news to share with us today?
I do. I did a little homework, and of course, we get all kinds of news about education all the time in our inboxes. This one stood out to me from the 74 Million, which is an online education news organization, and just wanted to highlight what they were talking about in Colorado. At this school district. It's called St. Vrain's School District. And on their website, they are boldly claiming that their students are the future of America. And then what the article goes on to say is that once you look inside their 50,000 square foot innovation center, that phrase seems like it might actually be true, because in addition to the district's 260 competitive robotics teams, there are groups of students raising endangered species of frogs, and there's another group building and designing airplanes, and there's students taking classes in artificial intelligence and cybersecurity and music innovation. So they're doing a ton of stuff there. It's a great article. I can put the link to it in the chat later on. And it just made me want to talk about career education, career and technical education that's kind of undergoing a little bit of a renaissance, with 15% of high school classes in the US offering students instruction that focuses on the skills and knowledge required for specific jobs or fields of work, according to a 2024 National Center for Education Statistics report. So there's a lot of it going on. There's a lot of people talking about it. And this type of learning really boosts student achievement, graduation rates, the hireability of students, and college readiness. So a lot of good stuff comes out of career and technical education. So I just thought it was an interesting read, and I just wanted to surface it so people can think about it again.
Yes, thank you for sharing that with us. That was very informative.
Oh, you're
You
welcome.
said we'll drop the link for the people.
Yes, I don't have it ready, but I will put it in there so people can, when they come back to watch this, they'll can read that link to the story.
Awesome. So, Peter, since you did a great job on education news, why don't you handle the why wait for the teacher segment?
I'm happy to. So I think hopefully people know by now about Why Wait for the Teacher. That's a resource page on our website where we try to provide all the links that we can find about free and low cost, mostly free, but resources, online resources that families can use at home. And to help people, learn about the page, I started making these short little explainer videos that take a little dive into the website. So, you know, they're still taking shape. I'm open to feedback, but here's how I explained one of the free resources and how it works for mastering touch typing. So let's take a look at that video. It'll be out there on our Facebook page floating around. I hope people see it and share it, and send other people to the resource page, because there's a lot of good resources. So let's take a look at it.
Yes.
Future online resource page. Typingclub.com is a great site with a free touch typing course. These days, students are typing at earlier and earlier ages. So whether or not a typing class is immediately available, your student can learn typing at home using the Typing Club. When you follow typingclub.com, you get here and you can get started. In preparation for this video, I already took a few of the courses, but let's take a look again.
So, I hear you want to type like a pro. Let's start by setting up your finger positioning. Let's get started.
So for each section, there's a video that explains what you're going to learn about. This is the very first one, and we're starting with the letters F and J. There's a graphic on the screen that shows finger position for home row. Oops. And they incorporate the spacebar. And so on. And it takes you further and further into learning the home row and the upper row and the lower row, and eventually how to use the shift and other features of the keyboard. So if your student is trying to learn touch typing without looking at the keyboard, come check out typingclub.com.
That's amazing. Thank you. I love that video.
I was just trying something there. You know, everything's so fast paced. I tried to slow it down and let people. It's hard to show people a website online, you know, because you're scrolling around and they're trying to see it. So I just tried to go slow, let everybody see the features of the website. Do you know how to touch type? Do you touch type, Lisa?
Touch type.
You know, can you type without looking at the keys, or do you have to?
Yes,
Are you
yes.
like a?
Yes, I can. No, I can touch type.
Yeah. Do you use all of them, all your fingers on the home row, like in the video?
Eight of them.
Yeah, me too.
But that
some people don't. I've seen a lot of people who are like, you know, hunting pike. Yeah, I feel like it is because I guess good deal. Do they? I guess they still teach that in class in school, right? More than ever, probably.
Typing, huh? That's a good one.
I mean, you got to know it.
They should. Everybody use computers, right?
Right.
Everybody use a computer in class.
All right. Well, there's a whole bunch there. So it's seamteam.org/learning-resources.
Yes. Check out our website, seamteam.org, to find those awesome resources. Okay, so Peter, today we're going to break down the school choice options families have in Missouri, share where we want to go, what parents are saying, and what families can expect this legislative session. So, Peter, I will turn it over to you.
Great. I'm happy to talk about this. If only we had a slideshow. There's a slideshow. Well, let's last fall, maybe some people tuned in. That would be great. We did a webinar, a little School Choice 101, and we snagged some of that information here. So we could tell people, let's, just remind people where we are. Yes. So just to remind everyone, in Missouri, first of all, there's traditional public school districts, of course, and there's about 518 of them in Missouri, and some of them allow choice, within their district. And within their districts, they sometimes have magnet schools or signature schools, which are specialized schools, and they can select their students, and basically you test into most of those schools.
Yes. Okay, so public schools, charter schools. Peter, there is a misconception surrounding charter schools, but the truth is charter schools are public schools that operate independent from traditional public school districts, giving them the freedom to create programs tailored to the needs of their communities. Charter schools do not select their students and they are open to all families. In Missouri, charter schools operate in Kansas City, Columbia, St. Louis, and in school districts that have been provisionally accredited for 3 or more years, such as Normandy and Riverview Garden School District. And Peter, as a North County parent, I can say that I am proud that charter schools can now operate in North County.
Yeah,
Families advocated for many years to have charter options.
I'm with you.
Um,
Where can people go to find out more information, Lisa?
you can go to hold on, mocharterschools.org to find out more information about charter schools.
Right on. Well, and let me remind people about virtual schools. Now, this is a pretty new phenomenon, and a bunch of SEAM parent advocates were part of making this happen in the recent past, in the last several years. And that's virtual schools, the Missouri Course Access and Virtual School Program. So that allows Missouri students to attend part-time or full-time virtual school that's paid by using basically the sending school district, the home school district pays for it. So it's still a public school. It's provided through K-12 educational institutions rather than in traditional physical classrooms. And students can learn at home or anywhere with an internet connection. So that's virtual. And there's a lot of people taking advantage of that.
Yes.
Oh, there's more. Let me tell you some more about virtual schools, Lisa. How do they work? Well, they are an online curriculum, so they're provided through an interactive platform. You know, they're all a little different, but they do have these things in common that typically materials are sent to your home, sometimes even a laptop if it's needed. And then in particular, there's like host schools like the Missouri Virtual Academy, MOVA, or the Missouri Connections Academy. So those are some that have, live teachers in real time teaching classes. So certified online teachers. And then there's also like more blended learning programs that incorporate both like online and offline. So there's stuff that needs to get done. The students, see that on their computers. They take those, they go through those lesson plans and are able to connect with actual teachers for questions and other stuff. So that's mocap and virtual. And for more information on that, you can go to mocap.mo.gov, where they have a whole web page dedicated to that. All right.
Okay, awesome. Okay. Missouri's K 12 scholarship program, also known as Mo Scholars. Mo Scholars is the first scholarship program of its kind in Missouri. It was created by the Missouri legislature in 2021 and provides scholarships up to $7,400 per year. Scholarships are awarded on a first come basis, so you have to apply as soon as possible.
Get on it.
Yes. The scholarships can be used for private school tuition, homeschooling expenses, virtual school, and other approved educational costs. Oops.
My bad. Sorry, Lisa.
Who qualifies for Mo Scholars? Students with an IEP or ISP through a public school district within the past 3 years, or low income and enrolled full time in public school, or entering kindergarten or first grade, qualified siblings of a student who received a scholarship in the previous year or prioritized. How and when to apply for Mo Scholars. First, you want to choose a school. Then you want to identify the EAO, which is the Educational Assistance Organization that gives out the scholarships. Ask your chosen school which EAO they work with and contact the EAO, ask questions, and learn the application process. You want to complete the online application form provided by the EAO.
Or not?
You want to check your emails often to ensure you receive all information and next steps from the EAO. You want to be sure to read all EAO submission deadlines and requirements. Submit all required documents, your proof of income, proof of residency, IEP documentation, parent participation agreement. The application period for most scholars opened October of 2025, and it will stay open until March of this year. So get on it.
Right on. That's
Um,
good. And that program is possible also
yeah, go
because
ahead.
of you and a bunch of other great SEAM advocates and people around the state who fought for this program. So
Yes, it feels so good just seeing, the advocacy turn into action, and I'm a living witness. I use this program today for my child and advocated for it, and
that's awesome.
I appreciate everybody involved in making most scholars happen.
Yes.
Um,
So we've talked about traditional public school districts, charter public schools, virtual, most scholars. Let me see. Is it my turn? Yep. Let me put the wrap on this, Lisa, with just the these are really important to the families who use them, but currently it is not a huge percentage of families. So we put them together here about homeschool, micro schools, hybrid. Basically, it's not one path; it's many paths. So there's not a single roadmap that applies to these, but they're very family driven in terms of innovation, especially like homeschooling and well, really all of them. Homeschool in Missouri, it's got a clear legal structure, so it's totally legal. There's no filing required. There's some instructional hours that families are supposed to complete, obviously, because we're educating kids and it takes time, and some records that homeschool families keep about what they did and when. The parent is, essentially the teacher, and what is that URL below there? There's a resource there, right?
yeah, is it Family for Homeschool?
Yeah.
What do it stand for? Family for Homeschool Education?
Right. That is I want to make sure I get it right. FHE, yeah, Families for Home Education, FHE-mo.org. I just wanted to get that right. I couldn't see it because there's something blocking my screen here. So that's homeschooling. There's some people homeschooling, in case you wanted to envision that. Micro schools are kind of a new frontier that we're hearing a lot about. So they're pretty small, like anywhere from, it's taking shape now. So this definition is a sort of a fluid one, but typically you could say micro schools are on the smaller side, like 5 to 100 or so students, that they're parent or teacher led. A lot of teachers are creating micro schools. They're flexible and personalized. This is not when we say legal status is a gray area, it just means that they have not been overregulated. So they are kind of out there. They're taking shape and they are really producing results. So that's micro schools and what a micro school might look like. And then hybrid schools try to combine the best of both worlds. A little bit of homeschool, a little bit of classroom. There's an example locally, St. John Paul II Prep. So there's sort of 2 to 3 days in school, the remainder are at home. So again, it's got some of the structure of the school, but with some flexibility.
Yes.
All right.
Okay, so now, Peter, we're going to dive into what's next and where families want school choice in Missouri to go.
Right. I'm glad that we took the time to cover what the choices are already. And, I know you talk to a lot of parents, we hear from a lot of parents, and, these are some things that SEAM as advocates have been working on and thinking about, and we're hopeful that in 2026, things like greater accountability, open enrollment, and most scholars improvements in funding, happen.
Absolutely. I can say that open enrollment is a high demand from parents.
Yeah.
Many parents want open enrollment. And open enrollment, it will apply to both traditional public schools and charter public schools. And it would allow students to transfer to a public school outside of their neighborhood school district,
Right. It's
which
kind of,
many families want.
yeah, yeah. It really opens up those boundaries. There's also, we hear this a lot, that when these performance reports come out, sometimes it's really, unless you're like a data scientist, and I'm not, they can be hard to understand. And so, parents do want to understand how their school is performing. One effective way to do that is to analyze the student performance data, like how are the kids performing there, and create a school report card.
Yeah.
And basically the top line information would be as simple as like an A through F, letter grade system. That's something, that people commonly understand. We know what those letters are for in grading student work. So let's make it equally simple to understand, how a school is performing. So I think that's going to get some traction in the coming year.
Yeah, that'd be great. That will help parents understand their schools a little bit better, what's going on.
And then you talked a lot about most scholars. I just wanted to add, that I think in this coming year, hopefully, we're going to continue to ensure reliable funding for most scholars, and that that funding will increase year over year. As it turns out, the Governor Kehoe, gave his State of the State speech earlier today, and that was one of the things he talked about was most scholars and making sure that he put that back into the state budget last year for $50 million and this year for $60 million. So that's
Okay.
going to cover a whole bunch more families. So that's what we're looking for. Lisa, is there a way that people can get involved?
Yes. Okay. So you guys can get involved by participating in our monthly advocacy days. Advocates go to Jefferson City to meet with lawmakers and share their stories once a month with us. So tomorrow, Wednesday, January 14th, we'll be at the Capitol meeting with elected officials and advocating for Missouri students.
Nice. And if they
And
can't make that one?
And if they can't make that one, our next advocacy day is Wednesday, February 18th, and we would love if you join us. We also, Peter, offer advocacy trainings for those who want to learn more. So on Tuesday, January 20th at 6 p.m. on Zoom, we'll cover how a bill becomes law, giving parents the tools and knowledge to understand the legislative process and how laws are made so they can effectively advocate for their children's education. So for more information, please visit our website, seamteam.org and showmeschooloptions.org.
Fun.
You can also reach out to me, Lisa at seamteam.org, or you can hit up Samoy at seamteam.org and Cece at seamteam.org. We would love to hear from you, answer your questions, and just help you get involved with advocating.
Nice. Yes. It's a powerful experience, and it really makes a difference. I'm looking forward to 2026. Parents are seeing that change is possible. There's so many families who are taking advantage of MOCAP and most scholars, finding a school that fits the needs of their kids. And really, I shouldn't say school, finding an education, because sometimes that might be homeschooling or like the micro schooling we talked about. And, Yeah, I'm feeling positive about that. I think the open enrollment would be huge. Of course, that would be a big change in Missouri if district boundaries were, less of a barrier to families. The thing is, it's already less of a barrier. If you're an educator or a school staff person, you can take your kid to the school where you work and enroll them there. So there's already a bunch of people who have open enrollment, but it'd be great if everybody did.
Yes, yes, for sure.
Right.
Well, we hope that this Facebook Live has truly inspired you to join the SEAM team and advocate for Missouri children to receive the quality education they deserve. Together, we can amplify our voices, take action, and create better educational opportunities for all children. SEAM team, let's keep spreading the word and making a difference together.
I agree. I support that.
All right, it's a wrap. Thank you all for joining us live, or if you're watching this in the future online, don't forget to check out our websites, seamteam.org and showmeschooloptions.org. Please like us, follow us, and share the videos on all 4 of our social media platforms, which are Children's Education Alliance of Missouri on Facebook and LinkedIn, the SEAM Team on Instagram, and that SEAM Team on X. Make sure you follow some of them links in the comment section and get involved. Thank you all and good night.
Thanks, Lisa. Good night.